So I came to Australia in October 2015.
Not too long.
Yeah, it's not too long. I think, it was T3 intake in Deakin University. I came from a master's here in IT, and I did majors in data analytics and software development. I was very new to the culture here, when I started.
Were you a student back in India?
Yeah, I finished my bachelor's and came straight away for my master's here. But coming here was a big cultural change for me when I moved here. Back home, it was completely different. I didn't have that much exposure, but whereas it was like the whole world was there for me. But I wasn't that confident enough to get myself into the world. I was scared.
You were new graduate at the time.
Yeah, newly graduated that time, and then coming here was completely different for me.
Did you have any work experience back home?
Not at all. So, but I knew how my parents had sent me. We had taken student loan and everything, So I wanted to really do well in whatever I came for, and my first preference was study. I lived in Pakenham back then with my cousin for the first few months, and I think I remember coming to the university even for 1 hour, if it's just a 1 hour lecture, but the drive itself or the journey itself was 1.5 hours one way. But I was so determined that I have come for this, I need to do this. And I think that's a very good factor, and that is a biggest learning in my life as well, that I have never left my determination. Whatever I did, even until today, if I'm determined to do something, I will achieve it. You just need to have that clear focus of mind.
So did you know what you want to do after study?
I did bachelor's in computer science back then, in technology. I knew I wanted to do something similar, in IT itself. So I knew what I wanted to do, but I wasn't aware how will I be able to. I had questions in my mind. Will I be successful? I don't know if I'll fit into this, new culture. So, but that first job, I think even as a student, I don't know about other people, but mostly I know, start with hospitality or retail. I started in a cafe. After first 2 days, I was like, oh my God, what am I doing? I'm washing dishes. It was kind of, hurting me. But then I learned it from here that the owner of the cafe itself is doing dishes. So no job is big or small here. So I learned that all these things and the Australian culture through that job. Maybe it wasn't my career related, but I learned a lot of things. I learned Australian manners, saying sorry, thank you, please, with everything. My communication improved talking to people every day, with customers dealing, and it definitely helped me further in my, further jobs or opportunities, because communication is the key here. You communicate well. I think even if you don't have that technical skills, you can still land a job. And I can for sure say that, your communication is very important, in whatever role you do. Now I know I'm confident enough. Now I know what I need to do. I need to make my path for my ultimate goal. What I studied for, I wanted to be a data analyst. So I started my work way towards it. I started working on it from different roles. I worked on an IT support role, and then I started with an Apple Care support role.
Were you studying at the time?
That was after my graduation.
Oh, so you already graduated, finished your master's.
Finished my master's.
At Deakin.
Yeah, at Deakin University. And then I think it helped me a lot. Even these small roles, it has helped me to grow up the ladder. I have made my path. I have learned the ways I need to deal. That was not a professional environment in the cafe, but then I moved to a professional environment. I learned all the tips and techniques of working in a professional environment, and that's how I landed up in NAB.
Would you ever make a call? Like when you apply and you notice there's the recruiter's or HR's number, would you make a phone call?
I definitely do that, and I recommend everyone to do that as well. Follow-up is really important. Even if you're not getting that job, you are showing your interest in that job. If it's a recruitment agency, they will know that you have done the effort to read the job description, to read the entire advertisement until the end, and give you a call back, to give a call. So follow up, definitely. Very important for us as an international students to get the residency, but it's not the only thing. If you can get your dream job even if you are not permanent resident.
Definitely there's possibilities.
There is possibility. You just need to have that skill set. You need to have that confidence in yourself first to be able to land there.
And just knocking doors, making phone calls.
Just being in contact with those people you think will help you, even just for knowledge. Even if it's not for getting a job, they might not help you to get a job, but they might give you some knowledge.
They might give you some insight what is required in that position.
You get so many different things from different people, so it's a connection plays an important role here, as I said. So
it's when you refer to connection, it's not who your parents know, it's how you build how much people know about you. How much you have presented and in a unique way to yourself. And these days all about personal branding. When you're making those phone calls or just simply writing a cover letter or resume, you're selling yourself.
Definitely.
And so take that opportunity.
So I got through, as I said, I got into NAB through Hayes, a recruitment company.
How many applications have you applied before that when you get that role?
I wouldn't remember a number, but I did a lot.
Was it a lot? Okay. Did you just keep applying?
I kept applying.
But did you need to rewrite your resume cover letter?
Yes, definitely. Your cover letter needs to be
tailored to that job.
To be tailored to the job. It should match, because now you have softwares. Now you have not people sitting and going through your resumes. You have softwares for that. If there is a particular word in your resume, it will be filtered. So it's very important how you are giving your first impression as a resume, to the employee.
And people will know if you just apply 1,000 with one resume, or if you actually learn that job.
Definitely, they will know. They will know that you haven't, and you yourself will know, because you're not getting the reply from them. You're not getting anything. So if you have worked hard in applying that job, they will see it. Through Seek, but I personally sent an email to them. So with Hayes, they have the contact details written in the advertisement. So I drafted a nice cover letter in the email and just typed it and then attached my resume. And I got the call very next morning.
Oh, so you didn't apply through that Seek?
Not through the Seek, but I picked it up from there.
You got the
details of the
recruiter's email.
And then
beautiful.
I made sure I drafted the email nicely with a nice cover letter, and then I didn't attach the cover letter. I typed it so that they actually read the email, and that was the plan actually. So getting into it and then getting to the position I wanted, it's easier to go through the process internally rather than going outside NAB. So being an employee of the NAB will give me preference, because they will know that I know the basic softwares of NAB, the basic things inside NAB. So it gave me an upper hand basically. So it did help me to get further position, and then definitely COVID happened. So I was I stopped working for it, because I was just feeling I'm lucky enough that I have a job, because I knew so many people lost their jobs. Being in a banking sector, it was a critical services sector, so I was just happy to be in having a job. So, and that's when I got lucky. Just before COVID happened, I got my PR. It was just 2 weeks before the first lockdown happened.
Mm-hmm. Were you on skilled migrations or?
Yeah, I got it subclass 189, skilled independent visa. So it was a 6 months role. I just grabbed it. It wasn't related to IT, but I just grabbed it for that.
How did you like the culture, everything? Like,
I felt really great about the culture. I never thought it would be this flexible. It gave me such a flexibility and professionalism, and the people, and by staying professional as well and still being flexible, it was really good. I loved it, and I'm so used to it now. Like I have been working in NAB for 3 years now.
Yes, because we both came from an Asian country, and our culture is very different.
It's very different, and me hearing about the stories back in my own country, I was sometimes scared as well. Maybe people overwork there, or it's not appreciated. Every single minute of your time is appreciated in there.
Yeah,
you're doing extra half an hour, you get paid for it. Taught me a lot of professionalism. It taught me how to deal with people, how to deal with angry customers as well, professionally.
Yeah, with respect.
Yeah, you need to have a certain tone, and you need to learn to say no as well.
Yeah,
at times you learn, you push back, but it's all in a professional environment. And sometimes it also helped me to work in a high pressure environment. So the roles I was doing at the start in NAB were also based on they were critical roles related to settlements. It has criticality linked to it, but so how you manage your time. I learned that, how to manage my time, how to manage my work, how to manage the pressure. So that always added up to where I always wanted to reach. I had this notion in my mind that I might not reach there. It was a little there scare in your mind when you're not technically sound, you have no technical experience. So I was scared about that fact. Maybe I might not land up an actual analyst role. But again, it comes back to your determination. If you are determined to reach your destination, you will get it.
Did your manager at the time support you to move to a different function?
Yes, definitely. She was supportive enough. I was scared at the start, because after when I got permanent, I became permanent in NAB through the previous roles I did. So I was kinda liable to work there at least for 1 year after I got permanent. But I got the role even before 1 year of becoming permanent in NAB. So it was hard for me to even convey that to my manager. But I was so surprised. She was really supportive of it. When I told her this is something what I want to do, she was absolutely supportive of it. And she said, go ahead. That was amazing. I was scared, to be honest.
Share with us the interview process. How long it take you to get that role? Like did they go through the normal process or?
So interview, it depends. As I said, NAB is really huge. So they have so many departments within NAB, and they all have a separate criteria. Some go through 2 rounds of interview, some go through just 1 round of interview. So before getting into the current role, I did give in another interview for the same analyst role, but it was a different department. They had 2 rounds. I was and that would be like, one would be behavioral, the second would be more of technical. With this one, I only had 1 round of interview. I was scared that it might include technical questions. That was the biggest scare of my life, right in my front. But I always looked for the roles that didn't ask for much of technical skills.
But did you prepare for it?
So yeah, I did prepare for it.
Yeah.
So I always applied for the roles because I knew I was a beginner in my role. I knew that I can't say that I have hands-on experience in dealing with these languages, and I wouldn't say that. I would say that I have theoretical knowledge, but technical, I wouldn't say that. So I always looked for roles that asked for minimal of technical knowledge, like basic skills in SQL or Excel, because I wanted to get myself into it first and then grow further and then learn from there. So that's exactly happened when I got this role. They interviewed me with more of behavioral questions, and that's where the communication played the part. All my years of work since the day one from my first job, it all helped me. It all helped me somehow in one or the other way to put myself out there and tell them that I am the best one for this one. And it was I think only 1 vacancy. So
do you know how many people applied for that?
No, I'm not sure about that, but I know a couple of people got interviewed with it.
What do you think you got? Were they also internal or outside applicants?
I think there were internal and outside. I think it was a mix of both.
Mix of both.
Yeah.
Why do you think they end up choosing you? Like, what make you stand out?
I feel that I was confident. I was confident, and I did show them that I'm happy to learn. I showed that I have the ability to learn, and I can perform well in a team as well, and I can perform individually as well.
Yeah,
that's where the behavioral questions comes into part. They mainly ask you for examples from your past experiences.
I want to ask you, what are the key qualities those big companies or your department for data analysts, like what are the 3 qualities they're looking for?
I believe they need someone who is who gels along with the team. Teamwork plays a really, at least in my role, teamwork really plays an important part. You should be able to gel along in the team. If you are an individual person who likes to do your thing, I think you really need to buckle up, because you might, in whatever phase of the life, you might need a team. You might need to talk to people, and you might need to work on the goal with the team. So that was one of them. And the second one being, they don't expect you to know everything. It's a very professional environment. It's okay. They understand you're human. You don't know everything. You can make mistakes. but you should be happy to learn. You should be open enough to learn. You should show them that, yeah, okay, fine, I have done this mistake, but like, what can I do to prevent it from happening next time? And the third would be take ownership, accountability.
Yes.
If you have, as I said, you have done a mistake, own it. They're not gonna get mad at you or anything. They'll be just wanting you to have some controls in place for you to do better, because the environment itself is supportive, and you should be taking initiative as well in case you want to grow. Because I want to grow in the team. I want to become the senior analyst now. That's my next goal. So I need to work on that. I need to be able to take initiatives out of my job role, out of my tasks that I'm required to do. I should be taking initiatives to learn more. Even just shadow. Even just sit with the person and try,
Yeah.
Because that will show the team that you are, taking the initiative.
So you can request for that opportunity to see what it's like to be a senior analyst.
Yeah, definitely. And I have spoken to my mentor who was training me when I joined. So he told me that I'm happy to train you. He's a senior analyst. So he's like, I'm happy to help you with that. So he keeps telling me on tips and tricks to things, So that's one thing he told me was, you should be able to do your work independently. So the work you are given, like without much of a help,
So what is your advice for people who hasn't had a lot of experience and doesn't have a PR right now, and they want to get into the field they want to do, but it's not necessary in that data analyst job?
Yeah. So my only advice would be, first of all, just don't get demotivated with the rejections you get. You need to work hard for it. You need to apply for jobs, 100 jobs a day or whatever you think is right. Just don't leave that path, because sometimes we think, as I said myself, I had scare that I don't have technical skills.
When you say not give up, you mean not giving up on the job, or don't give up on the course you're going? Like you are determined to be a data analyst.
Yeah.
You later on become an admin person.
Be determined about your path. Be determined about your destination, that you want to reach there. So at least at the end of the day, you know that you tried. And I personally believe, no matter what, if you try hard, if you are determined, you will reach there, definitely.
It's just timing.
It's just, it might not be immediately, it might take a little while, but yeah, you have to be patient, because we might get irritated, demotivated when we see, it's not gonna work for me, or I'm not that good. And I am the perfect example, right, sitting right in front of you, that I didn't have that technical skills, but my determination did lead me there, and then I'm happy to learn more, and it's adding on to my technical skills and work experience. So yeah, that's the advice what I would love to give, is like, start with something that has minimal technical skills in the job description. That's where you start. Start from somewhere. Start, if you have your path ready, then you will make your way to the destination for sure.